The fancy thing is to have a big shop situated in the prime area, and where people and make it all glamorous on social media and all of that. But behind it, people are struggling.
Even in Ghana, you'd hear sometimes, not all the time, that a woman who has made it has probably slept her way to the top. How does that make you feel as a woman, and what do you think about that?
People that that when they meet you one-on-one, say all the good things, and they are active on social media, but they can't comment on your thing that sometimes we all know that this deserves congratulations. And you must know that they have been speaking to people badly in your absence.
Some people have been back for so long that they don't even consider themselves as a diasporan. Clara has been in Ghana since 2004. A pharmacist, has her own pharmacy, an IT consultant, and also a brand, Clara Couture. That's how I got to know her, through her brand, which is something that I'm wearing at the moment. I've worn her skirt, which went viral. A lot of people wanted to know where this skirt was from. She's like, Denta, come to the shop, come to the shop. And it's been like, Minka, how many times she's told me and how long it's been. But finally, I'm here with her to talk about her transition at that time, and also about working in Ghana as a woman, the challenges that you go through, the benefits being a woman in Ghana, and how she's been able to sustain and not go back.
You finally made it, right?
Maba, oh my goodness.
Welcome. Good to see you.
Clara, all this, I know that.
It's taking you ages to come.
Over a year.
Welcome to the Clatural Lounge.
Thank you
Finally.
so much. This is amazing. Wow.
Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Cassandra and I'm here to invite each and every one of you guys to the Diaspora Transition Network. It's a network for everyone in the diaspora to join. Any issues you have with GRA, Ghana's Registrar's Office, Lands Commission, they are here to help support and also guide you through it all. So click the link and sign up and join today.
Welcome to the Denta Show, the Diaspora Transition.
Thank you so much, Denta.
It's been a long time coming, but
Yes.
finally, Maba.
And welcome.
Thank you. Welcome home. Clara, you moved in 2004 back home to Ghana. What made you move?
Well, Denta, I've always considered myself to be living in Ghana, even when I was abroad. I remember at a time when I was in the uni doing my first degree, which was pharmacy in KUNST. Every vacation you would go to London or America. And suddenly became the craze of getting registered there after your degree. So I would say my batch, about 60 to 70% are practicing outside. You know, though some have already returned. But to be honest with you, I've always loved Ghana. It's just something that is with me. I'd always determined to come back to Ghana. I had opportunity to be making a little bit of money whilst in school through these travels when you get job and work and all of that. But at the back of my mind, I'd always loved to be in Ghana. So like you said, I don't even want to call myself a Ritini.
Yeah.
I mean, in my mind, it's like I have been in Ghana even when I was abroad.
Because you were thinking about
Exactly,
Ghana whilst you were
coming to
there.
Ghana. That's how much
So
I
you were
love
in the
Ghana.
US or you were in the UK? Where were you?
I was in the UK for a while and
Okay.
then went to US
And then went to the
and
US
then came back.
and then came back.
Yeah.
You said Ghana was always with you. A lot of people, when they go abroad, it's like there's a disconnect because it's all about making money. The system works. Everything is groovy. You've got probably your loan, you're okay, you're paying it back small by small, you know, but you decided that no, I want to come back. I just want to delve into a little bit more of the reasons why. Because some of your friends, as you said, 70% probably are still there, right? What was different about Clara?
Well, to start with, I love Ghana. I had the opportunity to live with cousins who were Brits and some who were Americans, and I just couldn't fit too well into the system. I think I did not like the concept of even having to build a credit history to be considered worthy of living there. I don't understand why I should owe before I'm considered. It's not a concept that it doesn't gel with me. This is me as Clara. I'm speaking for myself. That I remember for the first time when I needed a credit card, I needed to build a credit history, start to literally borrow and pay, even when I can afford to pay or pay small, so that I can be considered. No, it didn't work with me, young as I was. So those are some of the little things that didn't make me feel very, feel like staying outside. And I think young as I was, another thing also was the fact that, you know, at a time when we could travel and come back, things were not very common in Ghana. For instance, if you didn't buy Wrangler jeans from Osu, it has to be a Togo jeans. Other than that, if we see you and you are a Bintu, you know, we could tell from your. It's not like these days where people, excuse me, who don't even have passport can dress well. I mean, if you are coming from abroad and you don't come well, you go back.
It's true.
You can see yes. Those days you could see someone coming and could say, this is a Bintu.
Yeah.
You understand? And you kind of enjoy that thing. You know, you come, your spaghetti top, your jeans, you know, certain things, they were just not here. You understand? I mean, I remember, you know, I mean, and even CDs that you had, you know. I mean, you want the CD, you have it, you bought it. You know, those were the things. And it made you feel, I think I was young. Those were the things, so I'm thinking back. Those were the things that made me feel like, I mean, you could dress up and people would say, oh, this is nice. Who tells you that when you're abroad anyway? You understand? Right. So, I mean, I loved all of that. All of those things, young as I was, made me feel like, well, I would love to be in Ghana.
What do you think you gained from the outside world that's helping you probably now?
It's been an amazing experience. I think that if you ask me, there are three things in this world that everybody, if it's allowed
This
to, should have an opportunity to be able to experience it. And the first one is traveling abroad to work, not visiting someone, I mean, and then sitting in a ride and being taken shopping and all of that. I mean, being able to work, pay bills abroad and things, it makes you appreciate it when someone gives you $1. What happens also is because our system is such that majority of people get to start formal work when they are no longer malleable. I mean, they're already late 20s or something like that. So time management is a problem. You know, by then people have formed their characters already. But abroad, you know, working at McDonald's at a certain age and all of that, it helps you to save, you time management, reporting. I mean, certain ethics, you know, work ethics that you get. It's been with me. The fact that you know that the bus will leave at this time, the train will leave at this time, and if I don't get it, I'm going to miss the next bus, which means I'll be 20 minutes late for work and I can lose my job. There's that sense of responsibility that you get. So I believe the three things I was talking about, traveling and working abroad, marriage, and of course, childbirth. Okay. I mean, I think they are three things that from my point of view, I mean, if every human being experiences it, nobody will be a liar, because when you are saying things about it, sometimes it's like, you know, and sometimes people can also hype things in a way that is really not true.
Yeah.
So I believe that if
then
people
you have the experience.
Exactly, yes.
In saying that, when you did come back, did you see your other friends that stayed the positions that they had got to? Because a lot of people travel out and you don't come back quickly. You come back and most probably your peers are like working in top places in government or whatever, and private sector as well. Yes,
but I think coming back, you need to come back quickly but properly. Quickly in the sense that you know, whom you know, I always say is even biblical. For instance, if there is an opportunity, I'm not talking about nepotism. When there is an opportunity, not whether public or private, about competency in terms of employment or even supply of goods or something, the first thing that comes into your mind would be a friend or a relative who deals in that business, who is very good. You understand? You are not necessarily going to give to the person, but you can tell the person that, hey, there's an opportunity here. And exactly. So that's part of the whom you know I'm talking about. And I believe that is biblical. If you don't know Christ, you can't even go to heaven. So there's really nothing about it. That is networking. In other words, networking is important. You must come at a time when your colleagues or friends in school and all of them are at vantage positions, so that the networking or the whom you know concept can help you. Because if you stay and by the time you come, your colleagues have retired. I mean, nobody knows you. And you know, it's part of our culture that, it's we papa na, oh yeah, I mean, we can't take it away from us. And that's, of course, a way that also, you know, if extended, goes into another bad area. But I'm just saying that you must come properly. Coming properly also means, don't think that if you're going to stay there, all of that, and you come and you are not holding any money, literally nothing at all, depending on your age, where are you going to start? Would you, if you're a student, you could sleep in somebody's couch abroad and make money, and there are certain jobs that you would do abroad and earn meaningful money that here is not even available. It's not like it's here for you to do and you think you look down on the job. The job is not even available for you. Yeah, so you must come early, but come properly. I mean, come prepared, you know, and come with added value. It's not just holding money. Right. What else, what other skills are you coming with? At the time that I came, my colleagues that I finished pharmacy with had registered, that is, they had taken their professional exams in pharmacy, and they were 2 years ahead of me. They were pharmacists. I registered as a pharmacist with my juniors. But you know what? At the time when I was registering as a pharmacist, I was a medical transcriptionist. I was a call center manager. I was a data center manager. So I'd added so much value before coming. Yeah. You understand? And to be honest with you, my colleagues, though they registered before me, I'm on the same platform with them. I mean, and they are such a support to my new brand, Clatural. You have no idea. So it's really, life isn't about competition, but it's really about planning. You know, it's important. You must work hard and smart. Hard and smart, I like that. In 3 or 4 different industries that you've worked in, how has it been? How are women perceived in Africa, in Ghana, and even all over the world? Our paychecks are lesser than the men. Still, till today, people think that we still should be in the kitchen,
But times have changed. Even in Ghana, you'd hear sometimes, not all the time, that a woman who has made it has probably slept her way to the top. How does that make you feel as a woman, and what do you think about that?
I think it's very bad. What you're saying, I totally identify with it. But tell you what, the only person that you have control over is yourself. You can control anybody. And I see that that is a weapon that weak people use when they can't stand the strength of a woman. First of all, women, we are more powerful than we think. And I think the only time God realized that he had made a mistake was when he looked at Adam and said, it is not good for Adam to be alone. It stands to reason that when God was creating Adam, he thought it was all okay. But when he finished and Adam was alone, he saw that, no, I've made a mistake. I need to make him a partner. So you see, it's very easy for a woman to make it alone in life. But a man can rise. It will take a little woman to bring you down. You understand? Women, we are more powerful than we know, or we think, or, you know, it's like the stronger gender or sex, and you are being told, no, you are not strong. And some of us are accepting it. I think that we are so strong that we don't sometimes even need to lobby for certain things. What we need is to educate ourselves about our strength, and not to say we are being pushed down. Listen, life is a race in a way. It's a war in a way. I mean, if you go to the animal kingdom, it's survival of the fittest. You understand? And tell you what, our culture is such that the woman has been viewed as you should be laid back, you should be at home where the kitchen is and all of that. But from the time of Yasantua, some women have stood up. Yeah. You understand? And I bet if Nana Yasantua were here, she would have told you that certainly people might have whispered that, you know, Nana Manima may can't same way, say be or Yashawo or whatever, because that's the only thing that when they say to a woman they think will break you. Yeah. So you need emotional intelligence to be able to survive, especially in this part of our world where we don't have so many women who have so supposedly made it. If you are seen to be strong, if you are seen to be outspoken, it's very difficult for people to understand you, but that's your makeup. Remember, so long as you are not offending God, you are not breaking rules, be you. Be strong enough for yourself and to be able to lift generations after you and even before you. I mean, some of our mothers need our strength to be able to stand and keep going. And the younger ones need stronger women as well. And we all need to be there to support each other. So in a nutshell, at a point in time, you need to literally, as a woman living in this part of the world, excuse my friend, just say F them and move on and get what you have to get. Because at the end of the day, it's you.
I get a lot of messages from my Instagram post where women feel vulnerable, right? Maybe the situation that they're in, sometimes their mother is gone, father is gone. And so it's like the men try to take advantage of that. What advice would you give a young person who is not as strong as the Yasantua or is not as strong as Clara?
I would want us to extend this advice to the weaker men as well. There are some men in worse situations than some of the women. I think that if we begin to play a fair game, then, you know, we would, because like I'm saying, I don't think that there's a special, and I beg to differ. I mean, there are feminists out there and all of that. I'm not saying what they are saying is not true, but this is my view, right? If you're a woman, please, I think you should start to think that it is not always, whether you are married or not, and especially for the single ones, it's not always that when the opposite sex come into your life, it's for a relationship. You understand? Just like we stand on the shoulders of other strong women to grow, there are other strong men who offer their shoulders for us to stand on to also grow. I've had opportunity to work on World Bank projects, UNDP project. Some of it I happen to be the only male, the only female, and my colleagues could even birth me whilst we earn literally the same salary and all of that. And I could get them to support me. This is just by, you see, men love to be respected and served. You understand? if you're able to offer that and still put your feet down, you get many things done for you. You understand? So when you find yourself in that vulnerable state, don't think that any man coming to be very nice with you is asking for, sex or a relationship. Sometimes people, and because of our background, some people are never hugged by their parents. They never hear the word I love you from siblings or parents and all of that. And so I remember back in tech, there was a guy that I went to hug, and the next thing I knew, it followed up with a letter because he thought that the hug meant I wanted. And you don't blame him because his background, yes. So, there are so many things. So sometimes, yes, of course, some men will look at you and say, listen, I have to sleep with you or do everything to make sure you understand that that's what they mean. But sometimes I think that we misunderstand, the interpretation. But whatever it is, if you find yourself in such situation, please don't sleep with a man because there is no guarantee that even if you do it, you'll get it. That is the thing. I'm not saying that if you get it, do it, but I'm trying to say that it's too much of a risk to do. I mean, there are other alternatives to do it. And life is not just physical, it's spiritual as well. So, at every point in time, make sure that you are in connection with the universe, the spirit you believe in. I believe in God, so I'm a very vertical being. You understand? When you see things here and there and all of that, just the distance between you and your problem is the floor and your knees. Yeah. So you just take care of that.
So do you think the woman is respected in Ghana though? You gave an example earlier, which I want you to say the example when you were carrying your child and they were fixing the road. Are we respected as we should be?
Not really. And I think that the ones who don't respect, a lot of it is out of jealousy. I'm telling you. I mean, a lot of it is out of jealousy because you could even hear from some of our own females telling men about females who are doing well simply because they are doing well. So you understand? I think that always we must have it at the back of our mind that the only person we can control is ourselves. What people will think and what people will say, it's how you react to it that would build or break you. You understand? And you simply have no control over it. I mean, if somebody doesn't respect you and the person doesn't pay your bill, doesn't feed you and all of that, for me, my point is, and you don't respect me, and so what? You understand? Yeah. You just make sure your paths don't cross, or, I mean, like, yeah. You know what I mean? You can't force the person. Mm-hmm. I believe that there's one secret in this world, which is the success is the best revenge. You understand? Anytime you are doing well and people can compliment you publicly, like your posts, people that you know that when they meet you one-on-one, say all the good things, and they are active on social media, but they can't comment on your thing that sometimes we all know that this deserves congratulations. And you must know that they have been speaking to people badly in your absence. You understand? Those are the two-faced people. Exactly. And so, I mean, you really don't owe anybody that kind of allegiance and all that. Be good to everyone. Everyone is God's child, you understand? And go where you're accepted. Your energy would attract the right people into your life. And you learn to forgive. Sometimes people would lie about you or say bad things about you just to be able to get bread for that moment. You understand? So, I mean, like us, not like us, like somebody, not like somebody, respect someone, not respect someone. We've seen women do wonders in this country, So it's up to you and your conscience whether to respect us or not.
And since you moved, have you felt a sense of a support system with other women or other men? Have you felt supported in Ghana as an entrepreneur?
Entrepreneurship itself is a very lonely journey. And with the proliferation of internet, it's being hyped as some kind of, so long as you're an entrepreneur, you are free. You go to work at the time you want. You are making money. Failure, if you fail, is up to you. I mean, failure is not in the way and all of that. But that's all false. You understand? So a lot of people are struggling and are sticking to some concept that they started with, which should by now evolve or change. But out of shame and the way we all hype things, people are stuck in a way that even if you offer them support, it will not grow. Sometimes they just have to drop it or change the idea. You understand? But we still keep to it and all of that. In terms of support, there may not be a support group for you to join, but be humble enough to reach out to people who are ahead of you, people that you think they are doing good. And reach out to them, ask questions, read, and learn to have a lot of virtual mentorship. You don't necessarily need to have someone's telephone number, email address, and physical contact for the person to mentor you. With the internet that we have, you understand? Follow people, read about their posts. Some people, there's so many ways. Read books. When I became born again, I wanted to, I had this urge to do God's work, not to be a pastor or anything. I just know that I have a calling. I'm a motivator and all of that. The support system may be there, but it takes you to tap into it. You understand? To be an entrepreneur, you need to be crazy. To say crazy, that means there are so many things you need to let go. And you're going to face the world. You are a manager, you are the board, you are everything. Yeah. You understand? So you need to be brave, you need to be cut out for it. It is not, as it were, a sexy journey, for the faint-hearted. Nobody is coming to pamper you. You are not receiving salary, you are paying people. And you could pay people and go broke. So it needs to be thought through properly. Start in a way that your capex is low. The fancy thing is to have a big shop situated in the prime area and, where people and make it all glamorous on social media and all of that. But behind it, people are struggling. You understand? People are struggling. So get close, find out. And if you can't afford it, don't go there, because there are some people who every month get money from somewhere and pump into their business. You see the business is growing, not because the business itself is making money. The business is being supported from other place. So if you are going in there and thinking that is what is making it, it will be a mistake. For instance, I remember going to a party and a friend of my sister's saw me with the wife and the kids. And she said, oh yeah, that's Richard's sister that I was talking about, the pharmacist. She has this and she has that. But unknowing to her, I'm not only a pharmacist, there are other things I do. Yeah. So if you are encouraging your daughter to go and read pharmacy because, let's say, you are just looking at me, that's not my only source of income. You understand? So we must know where people are getting their source of money and things from before we jump into conclusion that, for instance, Uber is sustainable, that you can do it, or open a clothing brand is so easy and all of that. So that's a support system that I think we can.
You mentioned about, other sources of income. Right. And I find that in Ghana, you have to do multiple things.
I think generally it all depends on your aims and goals in life. It depends on where you want to go, what your vision is, what your mission is. Because generally, all the movers and shakers of the world don't have one source of income. It doesn't mean you have to be in Ghana. Read about anybody who's really, really rich. You understand? You can't live on one source of income. It just doesn't work like that, because anything at all can happen. And life isn't really about savings, right? It's about investments. You understand? And what you do with the money that you hold. Because if you hold $100 now, yes, and just put it down. Yes, you've saved $100. But somebody can pick that $100, invest 20 here, 40 here, 10 here, and all of that. And maybe in the next 2 years, maybe having it $2,000, whilst your $100 will still be there. So the movers and shakers of the world don't live on one source of income. And so if you come to this part of the world, I think that then even 3 jobs may not be enough.
So is that why you started doing Clatural?
Yes, and many more. Like I said, I started off as a pharmacist, went into medical transcription, went into call center management, data center management, did consultancy. I've trained entrepreneurs. I've headed Ghana Association of Software and IT services companies. I've promoted Ghana as a destination for outsourcing for years. I started consulting in the year 2008 under President Kufuor, up until President yes, Mahama, and under Nana Akufo-Addo, I serve on some boards. So I mean, the whole idea was, if you know the Accra Digital Center, yes, that's my baby. It's one of the things that we've done over the years. It's we've contributed our quota to this country, and so with that, I added on Clatural because, like I said, the movers and shakers do more, and if you're in this part of our world, you better be doing twice what they do.
When you talk about Clatural, I mean, I'm wearing one, and your designs are unique, right? So if I see somebody that's wearing a similar, say, a fake, and you're from the original source, but what made you come out with these type of designs, and what do you call them? What's the name for it?
Right. This is our signature design, and it's called the mesh. Right. The reason why I came up with this is the fact that I wanted a very unique, luxurious, stylish, timeless, wearable art pieces. The whole idea is, if you see Balmain, Fendi, Gucci, someone wearing it coming, you just know.
Straight away.
But if you see most of our African designs, you have to look at the tag. And how would you, please, can I see who sold this? And that kind of question. I didn't want a brand like that. I wanted a brand that you could tell just by, the person coming. And at the same time, fashion is now beyond beauty. It's being beautiful. The fashion industry is the second largest pollution causer in the world. And so people are mindful of what they buy. And so your brand needs to be sustainable and ethical. Shouldn't be hitting the earth. Yeah. And so with this design, we minimize waste. Yes. Okay. So what basically happens is we source our fabric and create a new fabric out of the source fabric to make our designs. Exactly. So these are one in a million. These are, like I always say, luxury does not necessarily equate to price. Luxury equates more to scarcity. And that's what it is. I mean, you wear it, you go anywhere, and everybody's like, oh, where did you get it? And that's what Clatural is. Yeah.
Yes. And then so something like this, then I mean, is the time that goes into it to make it is made with love.
Absolutely.
Because it must be time.
Absolutely. A certain percentage, like 40% of it is handmade.
Wow.
Absolutely. I mean, it's made with love, straight from the heart, and for the sophisticated individual. And again, you don't need to be rich to be sophisticated. It's people who love style. You understand?
And
yes.
Apart from having the shop, you've decided to have a moving shop, I call it, right. On wheels.
Right.
What made, because that's the first, I haven't seen anybody in Ghana have that. What made you do that?
Because of my background, like I'm a multi-potentialite. Depending on when you went to school, you may say a multi-potentialite, right?
Yeah.
I'm very creative. I come to this industry with a lot of disruptive ideas.
Yes.
You understand? I'm a scientist. I'm an IT person, so I don't follow the norm that is set. I am very creative beyond fashion.
Yeah.
So I have creative ideas as well. And so I look at the fact that, hey, if you can't come to me and I have to come to you, I still need to present Clatural in its luxurious and stylish form to the individual who buys it. Specifically during the year of return, which you were so supportive. All the people you introduced to us, some of them couldn't come all the way to the Clatural Lounge, and we had to meet them, and you have to go with pieces folded in suitcases in your car. And for me, that is not the brand I'm building.
Right.
The brand I'm building, I wish I could still carry this lounge to you. Exactly. And I remember a couple of times when I have stuff in my salon, my Mercedes Benz, and I take it to people and they're like, oh, you brought me a shirt in a Mercedes Benz, how am I going to pay for it? Yeah. So when I decided to do the mobile van, I said, listen, They know that when I'm bringing something to them, I bring it in Mercedes Benz. I would still take it to them in a Mercedes Benz.
Wow.
I'm not. That's how precious my clients are to me. I tell you what. There are certain places I will not display Clatural, not because I look down on the area, but it's because I respect my clients.
Right.
You understand? I am not close to the Gucci's, but that's where I aim to go. So I know that Gucci will not display at a certain place. So like I'm saying, we have mentors virtually. So you look at them and see some of the things they do, and you try to, in your small way, try to, depict it. Because for instance, I will not display it under a tent where there are no air conditions, because I know most of my clients will not come there. Exactly. So that's the whole idea behind being able to send a mobile pop-up shop, to individuals in their homes, at hotels, at parties, and all of that.
And people are liking it.
Oh, they love it.
They're embracing it.
They're embracing it.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, I love your pieces. I mean, like I said, I wore your skirts. I'm wearing this top now, and I'm going to be going through to get some more before I leave this place.
Certainly.
But your last words to women entrepreneurs out there who are struggling to find their feet, struggling to have that vision of where they're going. What are the type of things that they need to do?
Right. In our environment is totally different. What you should understand that what may work in England or in America may not work here. For instance, we eat apples here, but we can't grow them. Even the soil will not allow it to be grown. So you should actually look at what you are doing to see if it can work. If it's not working, don't be too rigid. You see, the world is dynamic. God didn't create airplanes, but the people he created made airplanes. There were Adam and Eve were not flying, but we are flying, So it tells you that there's so much potential in us. If you're doing one thing and it's not working, shift it. Twist it a little bit. Don't be like, this is what I started. Consistency is very important. I'm not saying that shift us and, totally abandon it all that. But even then, if you have to totally abandon it, my sister, be real and true to yourself. Forget about what somebody will say. Forget about people thinking that you failed. All the big people failed, and they were brave enough to accept that they failed and took up another form. Embrace failure. Within failure is success. You understand? So be true to yourself. Don't try to please anybody. At the end of the day, when you succeed, even your enemies will come clapping for you.
It's true. Thank you so much. Thank you for a wonderful discussion, very inspiring. And I know that we're going to be having a lot of people that are going to be coming for you for these outfits as well. But, continue to be a great motivator that you are, and inspiring us so much. I hope that everybody's enjoyed the show. I'll be back next week with more. Take care.